It's 25, 50, and 75 as always, and we have got 30 laps.
Jesus, a long fucking race. Hold on, I'm gonna set the message.
I won't set the message. I'll put it on the left so it's demonic. Seeing
Oh,
you have to do 30
left
laps of this track.
30 laps is fucking crazy. Yeah, what's your ping?
112 on laptop.
Hmm. Oh, here they come.
Yeah, via the... Okay. They just sprinted all the way around. They can't even reset their tires and they're just full pushed, so... Would you mind getting off the grid, please?
Yeah, I'm telling positive to pass the line. Whoops. Oh, someone jumped out and reset.
Who?
Merlance and Denier. I saw both. I accidentally hopped in Merlance's car. That's how I figured out.
If they own up to it first.
I know. Yeah, it was them too. If I say own up to it, then we won't punish you. Will they say it?
So, after a long pause, we've got Gizmo Master 82 to set the lights, and we've got 5 lights around Poland, and away we go, and it looks like a great start from the front row. Looks like Chase has also gotten away very well indeed. Viandra has maintained his lead, heading through the first couple of corners. As now the pits are released, there's Captain Cody trying to contend. But it looks like Viandra has maintained his lead. As they're side by side behind, there's Chase trying to get within to the podium positions. Side by side is Zero Denial, who is also looking to make up a bit of ground on Captain Cody's lead in the championship. The Toyota behind as well is looking a bit racy. They're all within each other at the moment. We'll wait until the spread is... We'll wait until the spread has happened. But they're all side by side. Viandra going a bit wide. There's Captain Cody going wider off the track completely through the quad apex, but he goes into the lead and he's now in front. There's a big slide there from Cody. And now the two Proeras are all over the back of the Holden car. His teammate is about 20 seconds behind already because he started from the pit lane. And now here come the two Proeras, pretty much hounding him all the way through the lap, out of the final corner. Viandra going a bit wide, and now they're side by side as they all hit max speed together. Viandra had to slow down, otherwise he would have hit the barrier at the exit of the final corner. So it looks like the leader at lap 1 is Zero Denial. And it is by about a 10th to his teammate. And then it's Captain Cody and Positive. Rohan has made his way up into 5th place from about 12th on the grid. And then it's Finley in 6th. Epic in 7th as a reserve for Palmerine. Eeks is 8th. As there goes Captain Cody making a move for the lead. Logan into 9th. The motives right next to each other. And there's a yellow flag in Sector 2. Zero Denial has spun it already at the double left-hander. There's a yellow flag because there's a loose car, it looks like, of Laser Boy.
EDC'd by TP. He's
stays out. There's a car on the exit of turn 9.
What am I going to do with the car then?
Just leave it there.
Okay.
So Zero Denial has fallen all the way back, and Captain Cody is in the lead. Of how much longer? Because the pole sitter is right behind. There's Coolbro 9 off and has already been lapped. Actually, teleport him. Actually, yeah, nah, leave it. Wouldn't be fair.
TP him?
Sure, why not? Let him be 2 laps down, I guess. There we go. Rohan is now up into 4th place. So it's been a great start there for the Fusion Motorsport car, or at least one of the Fusion Motorsport cars. Positive is down there in 3rd place on the podium, and only the 2nd ever race for the Toyota car. Epic Studs is up to 5th. Eeks is in 6th. Zero Denial has dropped all the way down and have to catch back up in 7th place. And taking up the final points paying spot is Finley in 8th. And it looks like Laser Boy has returned, so we'll see how he manages to catch up despite being 2 laps down at the start. Captain Cody has now stretched a little bit clear of the Proera, who has spun and has found the barriers and has found the gravel as well. Laser Boy has also found the gravel, and that will allow Positive to go up into 2nd place, and that is another mistake from a Proera car within the first 3 laps, and that has given Captain Cody a healthy margin at the top now He'll be ahead by a decent 4-5 seconds. Across the line to go up to second place is Positive, who is 5 seconds back from Captain Cody. Rohan's up to third. What a start here for the Fusion Motorsport. Viandra's even behind Zero Denial here. Logan's now up into the points paying positions. And then Finley and Merlance and Chase right behind. Obviously, the people who started in the pit lane not doing well. But Captain Cody remains in the lead with the Toyota right behind, about 5 seconds back. There's someone off. I don't know who just went off there. Now spun round. It looks like one of the Folklore cars, maybe. Not too sure, actually, who it was that spun. It was Eeks. Eeks spun off and didn't brake, heading into turn 8, which is the right-hander that is banked, one of the slowest corners on the track. Captain Cody has now crossed the line. Has definitely extended his advantage at the top. And now Zero Denial has somehow made his way up into third place. After going all the way behind, his teammate is down in 7th, some 10 seconds back from him. But Zero Denial has found a way to get back up, and it's actually a fastest lap on that last lap from Zero Denial, a 1:36.0, and I don't think that will be topped for the rest of the race. That is a supersonic lap time from the Pro Era car. Despite not going on pole, he's showing some pace to maybe try and catch Positive, who's in second at the moment. But one thing that we don't know is the strategy. Will people undercut or overcut around here? We're predicting at least a 1-stop because the rears go on fire around this track, so have to wait and see what will happen there.
Laser Boy just set the fastest lap of the race with a 35.9. Holy.
Imagine if he didn't get disconnected. That would have been
That's unfortunate.
Was that Positive that is spun? Because it looks like Dudonal is now ahead of a Toyota car. And it was. Dudonal has made his way up into second place. And has overtaken Positive. So Dudonal now back up into second place, which he is also familiar with. So after that spin, we have to see now what the gap is at the top. Captain Cody is not making any mistakes at all.
Just lost time.
That was about 7/10 maybe. Zero denial. Well, Lance has moved up into 7th place ahead of Finley in 8th. And now, the field is very spaced out.
Didn't take long.
What are some close battles? Yeah, probably the closest. I think Epic, yes. Epic has overtaken Rohan here, so the two reserves battling it out. Actually, Logan behind is also a reserve, so there's 3 reserves right now scoring points for their team. Rohan dropping behind Marine of Epic Studs, who's now in 4th place. That is some much needed points if Marine want to get the Robux prize pool at the end of the season. Cody setting consecutive 1 minute 37 around the track, and Zero Denial responds by taking out 4/10 out of his lead.
And Cody runs wide. He almost lost it in the S's. That was very terrifying to watch.
Actually, Logan has moved ahead of the pair of them. So Logan Ultramotive, who
Oh, Cody hits the wall. He spun out. I don't know what turn that is.
it looks like the double left-hander, and it is Captain Cody, and there is the Pro Era of Zero Denial right behind. Captain Cody is now moving.
And Cody spun out again.
He spun out again. That's 2 mistakes in the midst of 2 corners. And Zero Denial, who's second in the championship, takes over at the head of the Polish Grand Prix. So even more drama now as he spun twice in the span of about 10 seconds on this lap, and that has brought in Zero Denial into the lead, and we'll see if Cody continuously makes more mistakes, which might encourage the people such as Positive and Logan behind to try and catch up. But they are right next to each other here. This is the battle for the lead. Now through the final corner, the banked final corner, Zero Denial takes a more narrow line. And now to drag race all the way down to turn 1. They'll both meet each other at 364 kilometers an hour. As they battle it out, who will be ahead? It looks like Zero Denial is just edging ahead up to the line, and Zero Denial has taken over the lead in lap 9.
Let's say something we missed. Zero Denial actually hit the barrier on the exit, which is why they are so side by side right now. Zero Denial would have had at least a 5-second lead if he didn't hit that barrier.
And there's Finley now moving up into 5th place. He's actually a main driver now. Here is where Captain Cody crashed on the last lap. It looks like he's gotten through there nicely. And it looks like he has taken over the lead as well. But can't say for sure because it is so laggy. There was a motorsport in the barriers, and it was Logan Ultramotive who was running in 4th place. Oh no, not even more havoc for the Kiwi. He's found the barriers yet again. I think Zero Denial's off.
Zero Denial definitely hit the wall somewhere. He is currently about 8 seconds behind Cody now, so it must have been a pretty bad accident. I'm unsure as what happened, but I'm trying to figure that one out.
Yeah, and that is now invited Positive now to go into possibly 2nd place yet again. So mistakes occurring as we've only now reached the 3rd of the Grand Prix, and Cody is so far out in front yet again. It almost feels like Zero Denial taking the lead on lap 9 never even happened because his advantage has just been built up yet again. Just to put more salt into the wound, Cody set his fastest lap on that lap as well. So he's trying to push now. It's now time will tell to see how the strategy will play out. As we see Logan moving down in the standings after his spin at turn 7. Eeks has actually now moved ahead, so we might go to that battle for the final, not the final, within the final points paying positions. They are already halfway around the track back from Captain Cody despite spinning twice, so I can only imagine when the first people will start to be lapped. Rohan, who was running in 3rd place momentarily, is now down in 11th, 50 seconds away from Captain Cody. So who is just ahead of Eeks, going wide there. The Eeks and Logan have worked their way up to fall behind this trio of cars, who are all from 4th downwards, I believe. And they are. So this is an exciting battle as Laserboy gets in the way, 3 laps down. Epic
And
start
Cody has
to-
spun yet again at the same spot. Cody just spun again. There's a yellow flag in Sector 2 at the double left-hander. Again, he's trying to reverse out of the grass. And
And
Zero
yet
Denal
there he
takes the
is.
lead again.
I think we're still on lap 8, it seems, because Denial is back
God.
into the lead. How far back is Positive, actually? Because with very little mistakes, he is right behind, or she, I should say, is right behind Captain Cody here. So this will be a big tussle. This will also allow 4th all the way down to 8th to gain a little bit of time. Logan must have spun on that lap as well, because he's now right into the clutches of both Denier and Merlant, who are down outside of the points. Right now, you're looking at your new race leader. Once again, Zero Denial now into the lead of the race. His teammate 40 seconds back after being ahead of him on the opening lap. But despite everyone complaining about the grip levels around here, very nice to see that they are limiting their corner cuts. The most is JD with 11 corner cuts at the moment. It's actually good that Laserboy set that quickest lap time. I'm not sure who just moved up, but this looks like an exciting battle. Whoa, there's about 4 cars. One of them's Laserboy, who's lapped at the moment, but Viandra making the move on track ahead of Finley and is now up into 5th place, but Finley won't take too kindly to that. He's scored a lot of points, has Finley, one of the most respected drivers in SSRL, a Season 3 Revival veteran. Now it seems like Laserboy is getting in the way, and as I was saying before, the fastest lap point will go to literally anyone. Doesn't matter if you're in the points or not, so Laser, despite being 3 laps down and in 14th place, as long as no one else improves, he might get a point from this race after starting 9th place and then having to go into the pit lane and then disconnecting on lap 1. His lap back in, but 3 laps down, and he still might score points. Captain Cody though, now 1.7 seconds behind. Zero Denial, who is in the lead again, and we've seen this story before in Portugal, where Zero Denial managed to win that Grand Prix over Captain Cody, who was about 10 seconds back. Captain Cody didn't take kindly to it, and then in Misano ran 50 seconds ahead of everyone. And now here, playing field is a lot more even, as Positive must have spun on that lap as well, because his sector 2.
He did.
His sector 2 was 14 seconds slower than Viandra. So, continuous spins from everyone, and you wonder whether they're gonna pit soon, because as soon as the laps go to about, or the tires go to about lap 14, or about 75%, they already start to go off. And when it's in these damp conditions, you don't want to be running on worn tires for a long time. Looks like on this lap, Captain Cody's fallen back a little bit, and just looking at the sector times, he was a whole second slower in just sector 2 alone. Zero Denial extending the gap maybe a little bit. Is this a sign of the tire wear? Still in the 36s are both of them. So it seems the tires aren't too bad.
And our first retirement of the race is Zachy Boy pulled in the pits and said, "I quit."
Unfortunate for Chase, who actually had very good qualifying, got 3rd place. So he will get 3 points out of this race, but sitting down in 11th and behind, especially his teammate, was not something he wanted to be doing. Epic Studs must have spun, because now Viandra is now up into 4th place, just ahead of Epic and Eeks, who is looking to make a move as well, and he has made the move actually into turn 5. Eeks now up into 5th place ahead of Epic Studs. Finley behind, trying to catch up a little bit, and there is a spin for Eeks going Beyblading around turn 7, and he has lost even more time and has given Epic 7th place. Should I say 5th place actually, back again. First man into the pits is Logan Ultramotive. So he boxes from 10th position. Is this a retirement pit stop? It doesn't look like it, but he's actually lost his car.
Oh shit.
It's a runaway car here for Logan Ultramotive. In the pit lane. I'm not sure how we can throw out a yellow flag in the pit lane. Captain Cody losing yet another second on that lap to Zero Denial. And Positive is 29 seconds back. Feels like a 2016 Mercedes race where it's just these two out in front and then everyone else about 20 odd seconds back. It's not like they haven't spun. It's just their consistency is so much better than everyone else. They're all, both of them, are around the 36s, 37th.
Let's say Epic Studs just pit here, pretty sure. Second pit. Well, Logan's failed pit. As of now, no one else has gambled.
The Epic Studs, he's come out a minute
Yeah.
behind. So that's about, say, a 30-second loss in the pit lane. It is one of the longest pit lanes on the calendar. The only other one that I could say is like it is, what's the track called?
Hmm?
The tracks with the longest pit lane. Misano is pretty long. Indianapolis is also very long, so
Indianapolis is very long.
Indianapolis and Zigman around the 28, 30 second lap times as we reach the halfway point. And we'll see if any of these leaders pit actually. If they're going fine, then I'm sure that they don't see any reason to come into the pit box. And there's another spin just ahead of Finley. Eeks has spun off at turn 2, so Finley now up into 5th place, which is a comfortable territory for him. He's finished around that 5th and 4th place every single time he's done a race. In fact, he's finished 5th, and 4th. So he knows what he's doing.
They don't pit.
Biandra might get enticed to catch positive here, only about 4 seconds off back of the Toyota car, who has had a very good race so far. As I say that, his Toyota teammate now up into 5th place. Eeks has come into the pit lane, and that is why. And once again, another driver where they haven't stopped completely and their car has run away from them. So I have no clue where X's car has gone. Into the pits comes positive now. Let's see if the same mistake happens to him. Doesn't look like it. It was a very neat stop there from positive. Well done. There was surely at maximum about a 2-second stop there. Very well done to positive. There's a bit of a glitch with the camera. Go now. Out of the pits comes positive. Just ahead of Epic. What is the gap now between the top two? Who will pit first? Or will they even pit? On lap 19 of 30 now. Positive believes they're going to pit. That's why they've come into the pit lane.
Let's say Denier is in the pits.
Are in the pit. pits now. Currently occupies the final points paying spot. There's pretty much no threat behind for anyone to take that position away from him. The top two still battling it out. And Captain Cody just got away with going on the sausage curves at the fourth last corner. I was waiting
It's a
for
very
him.
lucky break for him. Oh my god.
I was waiting for him to V-leg out into the barrier. But it looks like that has lost him time, of course. Look at just the spread of the field, because Zero Denial has just been putting the pace on. Reached 2/3 of the race. 10 laps left to go, but it's going to be a long 10 laps, about maybe 15 minutes or so, for these drivers. Stay consistent if they're not going to come into the pit lane, which it doesn't look like they will be. Viandra all the way behind, and Finley right behind Viandra, so this will be an exciting little battle for the final position. That is a very big slide and a wonderful save from Finley. That was actually really decent.
I'd say, unfortunately, Cody spun at the exact same spot again and went Beyblading and is now about, I'd say, 7 seconds behind Zero now.
And as I speak strategy, Viandra into the pit lane for his one and only stop. That'll promote Finley up into 3rd place. Through there, I believe, goes Merlance, who has made... Nope, that's Laser in the other Owen GP car. There is Merlance, up into 4th place on his debut, though he hasn't stopped yet. See this stop from the Pro Era Racing Reserve. Very nice. A runaway car. But he will now drop all the way back and will come out 7th place, it looks like. And actually, he might be lapped soon by his teammate, who has just crossed the line. Zero Denial is right behind Viandra on track here. Let's see the gap between him and Captain Cody. As I say that, Captain Cody is now into the pit lane. So now a stop for the reigning world champion, who has missed his pit box. He's come in the Owen GP pit stop, which I'm not sure if he's used to being first. But that is the last garage, my friend. I'm not sure how you can get that confused, because you pulled out of the same garage about 3 times during the course of the race. But it shouldn't really be penalty worthy, because he stopped in the box and he changed his tires. It's just that he did it in someone else's, or in another team's pits box.
Let's say he pulled a Christopher Bell from NASCAR on that one, but doesn't seem to affect him much, so
Yeah,
carry on.
That's not gonna go in the top 10 highlights of the season. Zero Denial is still threatening to put on the pace. Actually, Pitter in Zero Denial is still setting clean laps. I don't think he's gonna pit yet again. He was the tire whisperer at Lisbon Setubal when he won his first race. Is he doing the same thing again to win his second? Captain Cody forced to come into the pit, spinning too much. And this might be a hefty victory for Zero Denial if the Pro Era can stay out of the barriers, the toughest task around this track. And it doesn't look like showing signs of slowing down. And in fact, he has just lapped his teammate. And he's gone wide onto the sand trap, but it doesn't affect him too much. Unless it does, and that's lost him a decent amount of time. Captain Cody also spun in the middle sector on this lap as well, because he's now 50 seconds back from Zero Denial, and Finley is also now getting close to the back of the Holden, who spun again, and Finley is up into second place. And more drama around this Polish track, as Cody is now in third behind Finley, who's running second. And just rare mistakes coming from a world champion.
I was not able to see what happened, but Zero did spin in Sector 2. He was about 8 seconds off the pace. Something must have happened. And also another keynote, Laser Boy just set yet another fastest lap with a 1:35.87.
Absolute blistering pace from Laser Boy, and that is a new track record for these cars, obviously. But here we go. Here's the battle for second. They're side by side as I head through Sector 3. And this is one of Cody's weakest parts of the track. They're still side by side as they now make their way towards the banked turn. And that's Finley with another save and then another save again. 2 saves in a row from the Indonesian. That was absolutely unbelievable how he managed to capture that twice. Or catch that twice, I should say. But he has now relinquished his opportunity to take second place from Captain Cody. And get this, you may be seeing that gap at the top and seeing how has that been able to happen, pretty much, from Zero Denial. And get this, ladies and gentlemen, he is only on 5 corner cuts from 23 laps. The lowest amount of corner cuts. He is absolutely in the groove today. It doesn't look like anyone can match him. Maybe Laser Boy, but he's a bit far behind now to make a move. Was that another pit stop? I swear I've just seen someone jump out and jump in. I think it was Logan Ultramotive. And it was Logan Ultramotive into the pit lane yet again. He's down in 10th place. Might as well try something different. Maybe go for a fastest lap. But he has the slowest fastest lap out of all of the people who have attended this race. The 1:38.1 for the Motive Motorsport car. And he's the last of the remaining runners. I haven't seen much of Merlance, but here is the battle for 4th place. It's between Merlance and Positive, and Epic is about maybe 20 seconds behind this battle. So here we go. A battle on track now. And each retired 4 laps ago has just now been overtaken by Laserboy, who's now up into 11th place, with, of course, that one fastest lap point. And Viandra is doing everything in his power to catch up here to Epic, because he has just set a 36.5, which is his fastest lap of the race, and here he is, he's right behind the Hooters car. We'll check back in on this battle between, oh, the 2 Irwin cars are right next to each other, so something must have happened to Merlance, who's now been overtaken by the Toyota of Positive. Positive now up into 4th place, And this is a great haul of points here for Toyota. They're sitting 3rd and 4th at the moment. And the team that would probably beat them on points right now is Proera, with Zero Denial in 1st and Viandra in 7th. Captain Cody 42 seconds back, so if it wasn't obvious enough, Zero Denial won't be going into the pit lane. Finley 7 seconds back. And then it's this duo of cars just behind. Order remaining the same between Andra and Epic, as Denier has much solidified his 8th place, so Denier will score his 2nd point and the 2nd point for Fusion Motorsport. They still, however, remain in last place in the championship, the Constructors' Championship. Doesn't really help when the drivers have retired on 5 out of the 6 races. And the one race where they didn't have a retirement, they didn't attend. Of course, this is looking like a good haul of points here for Zero Denial and Proera. We'll be looking to try and catch up to 57 points behind the Holden HSB factory team at the moment. Naturally, Motorsport and Zensei Lean will hit the ground to Toyota and Owen GP. And have I just seen a car come into the pit lane?
That'd be Merlance.
I wonder what type of strategy call that is. He's pit on lap 26 of 30 as Merlance, and he'll be overtaken and down to 7th place now to promote Viandra up into 6th, and that's just even more points for Proera. Captain Cody has set the fastest first sector on this occasion. And so is he looking to steal that fastest lap point away from Laser possibly? Laser, who has spun at turn 7. That was very coincidental, the way we just switched onto him. And then Captain Cody has set low middle sector, which is about 2 seconds back. Logan on the cusp here of a drive-through penalty. Down at 24 corner cuts. Zero Denial is still only on 5 corner cuts. A very impressive, clean and quick performance from Zero Denial. We've only seen him really make 2 mistakes. There we go, confirmation that Logan Automotive has got a drive-through penalty. We'll see if Laser can actually catch up to Logan Automotive and possibly take 10th place away. Just rub salt into the team currently sitting in 3rd place in the standing.
Laser Boy stopped on the side of the track right now. Currently stuck in the sand pit, and he cannot get out. There, he finally gets out.
Here we go. This is also big for the championship. Viandra has overtaken Epic for P5 now. So, Armarine, who are currently in a battle here with the Ineos Owen GP team, who are sitting just behind them. They don't want to lose too many points. There are storylines all around, obviously, because a 5th place spot will score 8 points. That's 13 points for Viandra. That is not a main driver, because that is an impressive 4 points for him. In fact, the 13 points he would score here, if he was a main driver and was in the Drivers' Championship, he would only be 1 point away from the current second driver of Not Its Cookies. So, if that doesn't show how quick he is, then I don't know what will. Captain Cody, on that last lap, set a 1:35.896, which is 17 thousandths slower than Laser Boy's fastest lap. So it's safe to say that he has definitely secured that fastest lap, and even Captain Cody can't beat it. But is that a purple first sector from Captain Cody?
It would not be. That's invalidated.
Validation. Denier is now on the cusp of a corner cut limit as well.
And Zero is spun at the final corner. Oh, he luckily regains it really quickly. He spun off of the banking. That was very scary to see. Don't know how much he lost in time. We're about to find out. Looks like he lost about 6 seconds in timing.
Laser Boy's also on.
Do not. I don't think it's going to be enough for Cody. So far in front.
Joachim Merlans has now been lapped. So the Singaporean down in 7th place has just been lapped. Very rare to see Captain Cody have so many corner cuts compared to everyone else, but he actually does. On 17, there's really no risk for him to get a drive through unless he goes so far off the track. He travels to our next race, which is in Brazil at the, how do you pronounce it?
Pampulha Motorplex.
Made by yours truly, the oversized Deli, who is our secondary commentator for today. Unfortunately,
Yes,
he
sir.
won't be our secondary commentator for that race, which is in 2 weeks, the 28th of June.
I'll be away.
But he will surely listen to this as like an audiobook of some sorts. My commentary is absolute. No denial is rounding the final corner to take the white flag, solidify a wonderful performance. And we'll start the final lap of the race. Now the points scoring positions are very, very spread out now. The closest is between Finley and Viandra, and they're actually very close to each other on the track, about 4 seconds away. So if Finley, out of character, makes a mistake, then that will promote Viandra to a 4th place and give even more points to Proera.
And Zero spun at the double left-hander. Still not going to be enough for Cody to come back, but he did do a quick spin, did not hit the wall. Seems to be losing the rears now a lot more often. Tire wear is coming into play, but it is a little too late for Cody.
Yeah, so we're going to have to ask him what his percentage is on his rear tires, because surely they are absolutely finished on that car, who has gone 30 laps in the damp rain around one of the temples of speed in the world, the Zigman International Circuit, where you're at full throttle, about 85% of the lap. But he will now go around the final sector, sector 3, around this lap. And Zero Denial, who only won his first race in Portugal 3 weeks ago, will finish the double header as he rounds the final corner. And Zero Denial will catch up to Captain Cody in the standings with a masterful performance. Up to the line, down the very long straight. And it's a Proera on top once again. Zero Denial will win the Polish Grand Prix here at the Zigman International Circuit. And what a performance it was from the Vietnamese driver. Absolutely critical for the start of his championship campaign to try and catch up to this man who finishes 20 seconds back, Captain Cody. But the battle, I believe, is still on here for the final points paying positions. Unless Viandra has just had a spin, which I believe he has. But Positive rounds the final corner, and in only his second ever race, Positive in the Toyota will finish on the podium. So well done, number 15. The great all-round performance from Toyota as well will finish 3rd and 4th as Finley rounds final corner. And like he did last race, will finish in 4th place. And now we await... Is that Epic just behind? Here we go. Here's a drag race to the line for 5th place. It's between Viandra and Epic. It's so laggy, we don't know how close they actually are. Up to the line. It looks like Viandra's got it. And he does by 0.5 of a second. And just marginally beats out Epic for 5th place. 7th goes to Merlance in his debut. That's 3 points for Irwin GP. Good all-round performance from them, but it is Zero Denial with the victory here at the Polish Grand Prix. And what a spacious race that was.